Hi everyone. Today I give my 10 video, my video number 10. That's I'll talk on logical operators and expression. Okay, so C has 3 logical operators. A condition or logical expression is an expression that can only take the value false or true. So here you can see in this table that for that logical operator or expression, this means and, this means or, this means if, not. So in this case, normally where do we use this? Normally if we use this with the statement if we have a condition here, just give you an example here, just with the condition. Let's say if x greater than a, and here we use it, and y greater than b. This is an example of where we use this logical expression and logical operators. Okay, so in this case, if both statement is true, means x greater than a and y greater than b, both true, then next segment we do here. If any of these are not true, any of these is not true, then we will not do that. Instead, it goes out of that if. Okay, so for or, you can see here or. For example, I can write if x greater than a or y greater than b, then we have the following statement here. Okay. In this case, if one of them is true, then this statement will do, or else, or both true, we will do that as well. If both are wrong, then that part will not be executed. And the other one is not. Not means a negate of the positive one. That's not. So for example, if x equal to 5, then if I write that, which means x is not or different than 5. Okay, so this logical operators is represented by the truth table. Represented by the truth table. So you can see here if and if a, b, so a and b. All right. If this is a is false, b is false, then false. False true is true, false. True false is false, and true true is true. So in other words, if both are true, then the next statement will be executed. Whereas for or, we have if a, b, and a or b. So if a is true or false, b false, then a or b is false. Okay. False is false. So if a is false, b is true, then a or b is true. So if a is true, b is false, then a or b is true, and if both are true, then a or b is true. Okay, look at the example here. Look at this example. So let's say this is the value of x, 12, 40, and 10. Okay, for the first row there, look at the second column. If x is greater than or equal to 10 and x is less than 20, so look at this, we have a 12 here, 12. So x is greater than equal to 10, this is true. and the other one is x is less than 20, which is x is 12 less than 20, also true. So the left condition is true, the right condition is true, and you put n there, so true and n, true and true, so give you true. Okay, so if the value of x is 40, so you can see x less than 35, which is wrong, or x greater than 25, which is true. So we have false or true that give you true. And if x is 10 and not x means it's false. Okay, again, it's come the question where to use this. That's as I give you example here. Yeah. For this case or for this case. All right. So in order that statement to be executed, yeah, those expression in if must be true. So the outcome of this must be true. So in this case, if this is true, then the outcome is true, then that statement will be executed. Okay. If false, yeah, let's say this is true, this is false, so the outcome of this is false, so that statement will not be executed. Instead, it's jump out of that braces. Yeah. For the case of or here, so as long as the outcome of all of this expression is true, then that statement will be executed. So if this first condition is true, the second condition is false, so true or false that give you true, then that statement will be executed. If both are false, all right, so the compiler will skip that statement and jump out of that braces. Okay, so there's some other example here, some example in your notes. Yeah, if width less than 55 and length greater than 65, then we do this count equal to count plus 1. Yeah, count equal to count plus 1. So we look at the logical operators there. We have n, so which means in this case both condition must be true. So if both condition is true, so the outcome of all that expression is true, then that statement will be executed. So count will increase 1. Okay, if either one of these is false, so the outcome of that is false, so that statement count plus 1 will not be executed. So instead it jump out of that if statement. So you can see here we have two conditions, or you can also write in a different way. This is another alternative to write that, but of course look at it, this is more compact. You can write like this: if width less than 55, and then next is that true, then next goes to that. If length greater than 65, then count plus 1, and then out of that. If that one is correct, this one is not true, then it's jump from that if, so means count will not be executed. And if that one is true, and whereas that one is false, also count will not be executed. It's jump out from the if statement. So that's the explanation of that example. And here is the priority, the precedence of the logical operators. Yeah, of course, if you have a bracket in that, so that will be do first. For example, in this case, if I put here I put bracket whereas the rest not. This we do x greater than a will be checked first, okay, and then next is greater than, and then after that the test whether both are true or not. So the precedence, yeah, is like that. So begin with the brackets, then nots, logical nots, unary plus and unary minus. Unary plus means plus 1, plus 2, so this is increased by 1, and then followed by multiply, divide, or modulus, and then followed by add and subtract, and then we have less than, or less than equal, greater than equal. This is equal, next is equal and not equal, and then logical and and logical or, and this is a sum. So in this case, if you can see from here, we have two type of equality. So this is first we have equal, this is just equal. So in this case equal here, this means that we assign the value. Yeah, we assign the value. So for example, x equal to 5, so x has a value 5. Whereas for this case, we use for test whether x is equal to 5. Okay, if x equal to 5, so we use a double equal there. Okay, if you look at that example, okay, example 90, we have x plus y. So this is to show you the which logical expression will be do first. So by looking at this, first we do the division. Okay, just look at those. Okay, first we do the division, and then so means that if you have a value of x and y, so this part will be done first, x over y, and then we have plus x plus y, and then we will check for the inequality, the less than 10, and then what else? We'll check for equality. That so it means that in this case, first thing, when you have a value of x and y, so first if we evaluate x over y, let's give a value. For example, x is 5, no, x is 10, y is 2, let's say, for example. Okay, so if we divide here x over 5, 10 over 2, so you got 5, so this value is 5. Next we evaluate here 10 plus 2, you got 12. Okay, and then you check for the is the 12 less than 10, so this is false. Then here in this case 5 equal to 3, also false, so both are false. Okay, so for that statement is false, and then you check for that, this is not z, yeah, which means not 10, and then after that check for n, and then check for o. So of course there is more systematic way to write that, or more in a understandable way to write that. So you can just put the bracket for each of, so which one you want to do it first, then just put the bracket. So automatically compiler will do anything in the bracket first. Okay, so there's another example. Yeah, if x equal to 22 plus 10 and y less than 8. So if you look at the precedence of that, so which one we will do first? We will do plus, and then right, plus, and then the less than, or yeah, less than, and then equality, and then the logical operator n. Okay, first that one check for y less than 8, then we do plus, so 22 plus 10, so that's 32. Then check either x equal to 22 or not, 32 or not. Then after that he will check for the for those operator. Okay, so this is of course another way you can do it. Okay, so that's about the logical operators and expression. Now we have the conditional operators. Again, this is a clever way of writing a program. Okay, so in general form, we have that condition expression, and we have a question mark, and the expression 1, and then expression 2. So this you must have there, this you must have there, and condition expression is whatever condition we want to put in, and then what is the, if that is true, what is the outcome of that, if not, what is the outcome of that. So for example, if I say the condition of expression here, so we may say x greater than y. Okay, I can write it here. I can have x greater than y, and then we have a question mark here. Then I can write x z, let's say z equal to a. All right, and then we have semicolon, all right, z equal to b, for example. What does this mean? It means that if the condition is true, x greater than y is true, then we will assign a to z. Okay, then we will assign a to z. If the condition is not true, which is x is not greater than y, so we do or assign b to z. Instead of a, assign b to z. Okay, so just that. Much easier way to write a logical expression. Okay, and it's just the same as in this example. You can also use if else statement. If you want to use the if else statement, you can use this: if x greater than y. If x greater than y, then we have z equal to a. Else z equal to b. It's just the same thing. Okay, it's just the same thing. So that statement here and that statement here, just the same, give the same meaning. Okay, now the next example, how to write this. So you can check this using conditional operator. Using conditional operator, so you can write put your condition first. You can have x is less than equal to 2. If this is true, then you evaluate 2x, 2 times x plus 3. If it's not, then evaluate 3 times x plus 2, and you give all this to y. You give this to y. So we have y. If x equal to that, then that gives you that, and if not, that gives you that. So You can make it more clearer by putting the bracket if you want. That. Okay, of course at the end you need a semicolon. Okay, so you can do this by using if else statement if you want. Using if else statement. If x less than equal to 2, then we assign y is equal to 2 times x plus 3, else you can assign y is equal to 3 times x plus 2. Alright, so this is about how to write those logical expression. Of course, we have some more example in your notes. Now again, up to this points, I'm expecting you able to write a simple program that involve if statement, that you have to make a choice. For example, if you are given two numbers, A and B, just assign whatever A is, whatever B is, then you can find the largest number between those A and B. That's the simplest case. And if you want to make it a little bit complicated, then you might try for 3 numbers, you might try for 4 numbers. Then see how do you the way you think to solve that problem. Okay, if I'm not going to solve this for you, but I just want you to think how to do it. If you are given 4 numbers, yeah, A, B, C, D, 4 numbers. 3 numbers, you have we have the example of that program. Now if you have 4 numbers, how to find the largest between them? How to find the largest between? How do you think of this thing? Of course, we need to do a comparison, but yeah, how many and how effective it is? Yeah, you can have, of course, if check whether A is greater than B, then you check again if A greater than C, then you check again if A greater than D. Okay, of course in this case the largest, or I will just use a short one, is maximum you assign to A. Okay, but what happened if this is not true? A is not greater than D, so which means you have already A greater than B, A greater than C. Okay, but A is not greater than D. In other words, D is greater than A. So which means the maximum is D. Okay, maximum is D. In this case, else maximum is D. And what happens if this case is not true? If A is not greater than C, so we have else here. So which means if A is not greater than C, which means C greater than A. We know that A is already greater than B and C greater than A, so which means C is greater than B. So we don't have to check B and C, but we still need to check C and D. Okay, so to check C and D, so else, if, of course you need if here. All right, if C greater than D, maximum is C, else maximum is D. So the same thing with that. What happen if A is not greater than B? So you need to check for A is not greater than B, which means B is greater than A. Yeah, B is greater than A. So you need to check for B, either B greater than C, either B greater than D. So you just proceed with this. I just leave it to you to think how to do it. Okay. So next, I will talk on the switch statement. Yes, switch statement. This is another way of we say to give the or to do a comparison, to do a comparison. Okay, but the difference with if, that in this case switch, we need the equality, whereas for the if, you can have less than or equal to, you can have a not equal to, and so on. So what is the switch statement? Yeah, this is another way of making a decision, and then to assign a value to it. So if you look at the general form of the switch statement, we have switch expression here. Whatever expression you want to put in, you can, let's say example, you can say switch y. I'll give you example later. And then here you have case, just a constant. Constant could be integer. It can also be a character. Yeah, integer, or can also be character. And then if the expression equal, yeah, we don't have less than or we don't have greater than, we must have equal. In this case, only equality. If expression is equal to constant 1, then it will do that statement. Okay, it will do the statement. Then this break means, having done that statement, it jump out of that switch braces, then it go out from that and do the next statement, is statement X. Okay, if the expression is not equal to constant 1, we will check to the constant 2. If it equal to constant 2, then we do this that statement, and then proceed. If none of this is equal to that, let's say you expression is none of them equal to constant 1, constant 2, constant 2 up to constant whatever, constant n, and then it will give you the value defaults. So default is whatever your statement for that default. You can say wrong choice, you can say the wrong choice of numbers or whatever it is, just a statement to inform the users that the expression that he or she input is not true. And then break means it's go out from that, then it's write this whatever statement X is. Okay, the flow chart for this, you can just compare that, not compare actually, you just follow that from that general form, bring it to the flow chart. Okay, this flow chart says this is from your main program, then this is the first condition, case 1. Yeah, case, this is true, then do whatever statement is, then break. If not true, false, you should go to the next case. If it's true, then goes to that and then break, so go out from that, and so on until you finish the choice. I can say in the real example, in the real life, if you go to the ATM, yeah, I believe you are used with the ATM to withdraw some money and so on. If you slot in card in the slot machine, yeah, so it's come up the choice for you, either choice number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So that what case is, you put in you key in 1, for example, then the computer will check whether the the number that you key in equal to the one that is whatever process that they have in that ATM machine. Either you want to withdraw, you want to check the account, top up the whatever it is. Yeah. Okay, then this is example for switch. Another example. This is example for switch. We have switch day. Day is the choice. We have to key in the value. So if now if day equal to 1, then we print Sunday, and then out. Then if the choice day equal to 2, then print Monday and go out, and so on. If you choose, for example, 9 or 10, which is none here, it goes to the default value, not an allowable day number. Then it's break. Okay, then this is another example with the output. You can try. I think this is not really full program. Just look at the full program here. Yeah. So we have main integer I, enter number. So just give you the idea of how to use. So enter number between 1 and 4. Of course, you can use more, but here we limit the user to enter between 1 and 4. So what happened then after the screen is come up, enter the number between 4, and then the cursor will wait for you till you put the number, you key in the number. Then let's say you enter the number as we define that number as I. So let's say you put 1. Okay, let's say we choose 1. So means the value of I is equal to 1. Now switch will check I. So this is number of 1 that you key in. So check first I equal to I, and then it goes to case 1, means I equal to 1. So this is true. Then we print nice day, and then break, it goes out of that. Okay, send end of switch, end of main program. So it goes out of the switch statement. So if you choose a different number, for example, you choose 3, for example. Okay, then we check switch I. So now check. Remember that we put I equal to 3 now. So check the first case. I equal to 1, no. So skip that part. I equal to 2, no. Skip that part. I equal to 3, yes. Then it will do this. Okay, print get well soon, and then break means it goes out of the switch statement. Okay, and end of the program. So that's the output for different choice of numbers. I would suggest you to try it for yourself, to just like a simple program like this, just to for you to get used to a programming at the moment. Now this is the second week, so next week this is third week already, or second week. Next week you're going to have a lab, so hopefully you utilize lab and your demo as your demo how to do program. Okay, so I think for this video I stop here. I have covered the logical expression, logical statement. Also I have covered the switch statement, how to use it. So basically as a conclusion, the main difference between switch and if is that switch, we only use equality. In the switch only use the equality, Whereas for the if, you can use either greater than or less than, greater than or equal, less than, and in fact you can put some logical expression and so on. Yeah. So with that, I thank you. Bye bye.